If someone handed you the keys to an extra 30 years of vibrant, independent life, but told you the price was simply changing how you would spend the very first hour of your morning, would you do it? Welcome back to Mindful Aging. If we are meeting for the first time, I'm so glad you're here. We spend a lot of time talking about how to age with grace, but today we are talking about how to age with power. Let's explore the morning routine that could rewrite your clock. For centuries, we have been sold a lie about aging. We are told it is a slow, unavoidable rust, a steady descent into fragility, brain fog, and fatigue. We are told that after 65, the best we can do is simply manage the decline. But science is telling us a different story. The difference between a life of limitation and a life of vibrant, independent longevity isn't just about genetics. It is decided in the first 60 minutes of your day. We hear the whisper, do this and you could live 30 years more. While no one can guarantee the exact number of our days, we absolutely hold the power to dictate them how we live them. This is the architecture of a resilient life. When you wake up, your body is in a state of crisis. After 8 hours of sleep, you're fundamentally dehydrated. Your blood is thicker. Your brain tissue has actually shrunk slightly from lack of water. Before coffee, before newspaper, you must flood the system. A tall glass of water is the ignition switch for your metabolism. It flushes the toxins your brain cleared out during the night. Dr. Elena Rostova, who is a longevity researcher, said, people underestimate water. At 70, your thirst receptors are blunted. You don't feel thirsty, but your cells are begging for hydration. That morning glass of water is literally plumping up your neurons, preparing your brain to fire on all cylinders. So, what we get to learn that we should hydrate ourselves first as soon as we wake up, especially in the first 30 minutes after we wake up. Now, the next thing that you do after hydrating yourself is about reclaiming your internal clock. We live our lives indoors, bathed in our artificial light, confusing our biology. But stepping into natural sunlight within 30 minutes of waking triggers a profound chemical cascade. The sunlight hits your retina, signaling the brain to halt melatonin, which is the sleep hormone, and deploy cortisol. This isn't the cortisol of stress. This is the cortisol of life. It wakes you up. But more dramatically, this morning light sets a timer. It guarantees that 12 hours later, your brain will produce the melatonin you need for deep restorative sleep. The quality of tonight's rest is forged in this morning's light, which, if I summarize, would mean that if you fix this practice where you wake up in the morning and get sunlight, your brain will automatically fix your body clock and you will be able to sleep better and on time. Another enemy at this age is gravity. However, it could be fought back. What gravity does is that it compresses our spines and stiffens our joints. But we can always fight back, and we will fight back. This isn't about exhaustion, it is about activation. Just 10 minutes of gentle exercise, dynamic stretching, balancing on one leg, mindful rotation, all of this or any of this sends a surge of oxygen rich blood directly to the brain. It lubricates the fascia, it forces the nervous system to practice equilibrium. Dr. Elena Rostova says falls are the great thief of independence in our later years. When you practice balance and gentle mobility every single morning, you are building a neurological fortress against falling. You are telling your brain, I am still commanding this vessel. Finally, we must build the armor. For decades, breakfast was about convenience, sugary cereals, and toast that spike our insulin and cause devastating midday crashes. Because when you take food that is high on sugar, it will lead to insulin spikes that our body will not be able to handle well, especially at an age that is above 50. So, to add decades to our health span, we must eat for the mind. Omega 3 fatty acids from walnuts and seeds rebuild the physical structure of our brain cells. Deep pigments in blueberries are armor piercing antioxidants that cross the blood brain barrier to clear out cellular rust. That is the same case with leafy greens. So, you should be having leafy greens, you should be having berries, you should be having nuts like walnuts, you should be having fish like salmon and trout. And this is not going to be just a meal, it is a prescription for neuroplasticity. So, we should be thinking of our bodies as plants. Like plants, we need water, we need light, we need movement, but of course, more than plants, and we need nourishment. These are the 4 deliberate choices that we make to increase our lifespan, to increase the quality of life that we are having. So, when we string these mornings together, day after day, year after year, we don't just slow the clock, we rewrite the rules of aging entirely. The next 30 years of your life are waiting. How will you meet them? Tomorrow morning, the choice is yours. Thank you for joining us today. Your support means a lot to us, so please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and have good mornings, have good nights, and increase your lifespan and enjoy life.